Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, all you sexy baller nerds around the world, around the States, around Canada, around the world, even including Australia. Shiro, how are you doing, man? Doing good?
Yeah, good actually.
You alive? Still awake, man? What time is it over
Well,
in Australia?
It was 7 a.m. when we started, so
Oh, man.
it's 10 a.m. now, so it's not
Gotta
too
hit
bad.
that monster, man. So, starting over here, guys, at the top right side, representing Maryland College Park, we are going to have the Red Terran player YYZ. And looking at it, he was one of their key role players from last season, and we'll see if he's going to be able to take on one of their top opponents from Northern Arizona in the blue trunks. It is going to be the Terran player, ABSX legend. Under the Flux Clan, man. So, TVT, my most favorite and dearly loved matchup. I'm so excited. What do you think we're going to see?
I don't really know. I mean, TVT at the moment, it
Come on,
feels
man.
like
Just
it's kind of
say Marines. Just say Marines. Just be like...
Just say Marines.
Just be like one of those, like... Just be like one of those
units
ignorant
back, it's fine.
They're just going to make Marines and drop them everywhere and kill everything. They're imba, you know? Just...
Hellbats are pretty good. I would like to say Hellbats will be a pretty fundamental unit.
Indeed.
Hellbats, I think it's going to be more Hellbats versus Widow Mines for the most part. Siege Tank Marine will probably be one player's composition. The other one will probably try something a little bit more efficient with maybe throwing in some Hellbats inside, but essentially the same composition.
Oh, dude, I got a full playbook of TVT analysis coming up. But before we do, guys, remember to join our raid call channel, group ID 1111. That is 4 ones. Chill in the lounge channel where everybody else is at. You're going to see a huge party going on in there. We got 35 people. We're about 15 away from getting another giveaway. So be sure to do that, guys. You go download raid call if you haven't yet. And anyways, if you guys plan to participate in the future CSL qualifiers, you will need it anyway. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And just in general, big shout outs for the sponsor overall. Now, with TVT, I've seen a little bit of a difference. I haven't seen too much though. Again,
they look the same to me.
I know, right? Yeah, I haven't seen too much of it. I know I haven't seen too much of a difference with Terran and TVT in general. A lot of still Biotanka style plays. Mecha still fairly similar. Now, factors that have changed. Widow Mines, big part. As a Terran player, when you're trying to take, again, this doesn't affect if you're going Marine tank too much because, again, with the range of a mech army, they could actually just take that out. But as a bio-mech army, when you're engaging against a Terran that has Widow Mines, you have to be very careful how you press forward with the bio portion of your army. Those splashes do so much damage that you could just completely lose and get shredded right apart the whole entire time. On the other side, not too much. Again, like I mentioned, not too many differences. The speed boosts have been a little bit of a factor. We watched yesterday TVT at TBZ, and can't remember the name of his opponent exactly, but medevac boost was a big factor in doing double drops and really kind of crippled his opponent down. So big part of medevac boost. Hellbats, I guess, in regards to change, they have added more tank damage, especially in the mechanical army. They could absorb a lot more damage. We see sometimes, you know, how mech armies, they have their siege tank position. The Hellions are the soaking up units that typically take a lot of the damage from the initial pushes or the initial attack, but now they take even more, they can take even more damage, so the mech army does become a lot more stronger. So just kind of my little notes right now at the moment.
A little bit of a faster expansion coming down for YYZ. The expansion momentarily delayed by ABSX Legend. Honestly, we are starting to see that factory come on.
This is something else completely almost forgot. Everybody is expanding high ground. Almost everybody's expanding high ground. The threat of Reapers, or just a kind of a general precaution of having Reapers out on the map, a lot of Terrans are doing 1-racks or expands or CC first on the high ground, because if they start moving, especially on a map like this where there's just too many places to jump up on and too many places to cover, they would rather just expand on the high ground, keep their Marines on the high ground, and be able to pick off and take on Marines in general too as well. So I guess TVT's changed a tiny bit.
Seeing 2 factories coming down. I think the factory is actually just a little bit earlier as opposed to equal number, pretty much identical builds at this stage of the game. I know 1 factory less so far for ABSX Legend, but I think he may. Well, it'd be kind of interesting to see if he chooses to go for an additional barracks over a factory. Nope, goes for a starport.
Yeah, that's well, I mean, that's not too like something way too out of the ordinary. Again, typically we would see the reactor get thrown out on the tech lab, that way you could get the double medevac, so nothing too crazy. Reaper within the main right now of YYZ's base, getting a little bit of a scout off. Again, can't realistically do too much damage. Good coverage overall by YYZ across his base with the Marines, wasn't able to get any sort of damage done right there. And now, you know, YYZ's sitting in a slightly better position. He's already got his expansion on the lower portion of the ground. He didn't invest into any Reapers, so he's got quite a few units. And now he's starting to come out with double tank production. And we might see this, like, Marine King S-type build where he might just try to hit this really nice quick timing push with siege tanks and Marines. And you know what? I keep forgetting more stuff has changed. No more siege mode, man. No more siege mode needed to upgrade. You just get it right away.
Yeah, I remember
what
that,
a good
that
race
change.
Terran is. What a
Yeah,
good
I
race.
remember that change because I was just getting siege tank rushed pretty much constantly for a week when that happened. Which we don't need an upgrade. Build siege tanks and just flood their base. Ah,
Well,
great.
At first, like, I saw like no siege mode needed. I'm like, this is probably the best day ever in my life of StarCraft 2 because personally myself as a 111-esque loving player, I used to use that build all the time. I'm like, now I don't even need to upgrade siege mode, so I could either get more gas units out or I could get cloak as well with my timing pushes or something like that. But then I remember there's like Nidus cannons and stuff like that. I'm like, oh god. So I try to position in siege up. There's a Nidus cannon just popping me out of the fog, just like slowly picking off my tanks. I'm like, no! But in a TVT scenario, it does kind of work a little bit more into Terran's favor, especially if they try to do some sort of timing push. And it looks like YYZ is initially planning to do so.
Yes, exactly that. He's starting to make his way across the field. I mean, it's not going to have the full effect. He doesn't have the advantage of having, you know, obviously healing units via medevac. Does see the fact that there's a... Well, we're basically going to see the fact that there is obviously this drop coming his way. Afterburners does manage to get it away, but there is quite a heavy response there with some Marines and siege tanks to pick up as soon as it lands. Just staying out at an arm's length of the siege tank range.
Oh, and got in within an arm's length. You got within the arm's reach length. Now, what he could do, if he splits his units correctly, YYZ could unsiege and take on these two tanks. He needs to spread out all of his Marines, and he could actually press on forward. There's not really out on a lot for
the drop inside the main, though, against YYZ is a lot more than it should have been.
But good splash damage right there, forces the pickup. And how many total units have already gotten killed? Looks like five SCVs have been killed by Legend. 2 on the
More to
inside.
come, though. That elevator drop continuing.
Oh man, this is just so tight. This position is really close. Both players could just completely break apart. And now with the medevac, Viking coming out, the medevac has to get on out of there. And look at that boost, man, just saving itself.
This is why people hate Terran. Oh, I love it. Uses the medevac just in the front to give a little bit of vision. So if those siege tanks do start to move, his siege tanks will initially just hammer it down.
Right now, Legend just has too good of a position. If, in fact, YYZ decides to push on forward, he might actually get... Yeah, there we go. He might get kind of tickled a little bit right over there. The Viking is going to prevent the vision from Legend, the far vision that he had, but the high ground still does help himself out. Now, you can't see the tanks directly, but overall... Oh, poor control right there by Legend right there. It's kind of weird. Like, it's got to be this little chess game where you got to be very patient with your Marines. You have to put them on hold position. You can't move them on forward or you're going to actually lose them. The vision of Legend from the high ground is allowing him to get a slight advantage here. You just got to be careful, man. This is just so tight.
I mean, the fact that I suppose he's kind of investing, like, he's got a really nice slow push line, but at the same time he can't really push onto the high ground. He's just kind of in range of the siege tanks, so if they do scan, they're gonna see the other one. Viking obviously taking that forefront position. As soon as a Marine moves across the field, everything dies.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be the sacrificial lamb in this army. You're going to die right away. The problem right now for Legend, he does have a better economy sitting at 53 probes and 37 SCVs, but he just doesn't have the army at the moment, and I don't know what the heck is going on with YYZ. He's actually pressing forward with 2 tanks, takes one of them out, and then will back up with the other one. If he wants to do this, he could actually probably press with the rest of the army on forward and reposition himself at least towards the southern end of the expansion. That way some of the siege tanks on the high ground that don't reach him. And
one thing YYZ could potentially look at, maybe dropping even into the natural just to rearrange his position and more confirm the fact that he actually has taken it. I mean, it's not many Marines he would have to deal with if he moved maybe a siege tank, a handful of Marines over.
Yeah, the problem right now is going to happen for Legend because he's supply block. He's going to have to get something done. Stim is about to finish up for YYZ, so now not only does he have good position, he's going to have stim as well. He's got more Marines. He's got a sensor tower up, so he sees everything else that's going on. Siege tanks already making their worth and weight. I mean, look at how many kills already. 5 kills on one, 6 on another, 2 on another, 2 on another, 2 on one, and 1 on another. I mean, these siege tanks have gotten so many kills already. The trades have been a lot more efficient for YYZ. He still isn't out of this game. Again, that's a big reminder. He's still not out of this game, but he needs to capitalize on his better economy at the moment. He needs to reproduce. He needs to get a little bit innovative because he is contained. He needs to figure out a way. How do I break this? Either do I go around it? Do I try? He can't. Well, he has to go around it basically. He can't deal with this heads up. If he deals with this heads up, he's either going to break out of it trading way too much forward, or he's just going to lose way too much in general, or he's just going to die right then and there.
Yeah, the Vikings are really being one of the demanding forces, or one of the basically advantageous parts, because obviously giving that high ground vision as opposed to a medevac, it can actually shoot away other units that are trying to steal that vision from you. Maybe doing a medevac drop straight onto the siege tank line could be an answer, given the fact that it looks like ABS-X Legend is slightly ahead in Marines. No, actually he's behind by about 7.
Yeah, he's a tiny bit behind at this point. You know, YYZ has just been trading so efficiently. I'm surprised that YYZ hasn't moved a little bit closer to the natural. He's starting to get pot shots with a couple of tanks, but now, I mean, he could even move a few Marines down there. And here we go, here comes the break. But he's got to walk down a ramp to be able to try to do so, and some of these siege tanks in position. Beautiful spread by Legend, but again, with that many siege tanks, that's just way too much splash damage. GG coming from Legend, and that will knot it up at 2-2. We're going to be going to an ace match, man. First ace match of the season.
First ace match, man.
Excited.
Awesome.
Oh wait, did UMCP just win?
I think they did.
Oh, YMZ. Oh god, YMZ is UMCCP. Oh god. 3-1, 3-1. Sorry guys, sorry. I got too excited too soon. Sorry. I forgot about the tag. I forgot who YYZ was for. I got all wiggly and excited. Shiro, you gotta catch me on that. Thank God we have a producer whispering in our ear that we're stupid, but...
All your American colleges sound the same to a degree. But, that being said, University of Maryland College Park taking it away for the round of 8 for our first qualifying tournament, I believe.
Indeed. Well, congratulations to them. They're going to be going actually on to the round of 4. Northern UMCP is going to be facing off against Berkeley. And of course we got Ohio State and UC Davis in the other round of 4, which of course will be casted next Tuesday, so be sure to tune in for that, guys. Are we going to take a quick commercial break and come back for the final statements, do you think? Or just want to wrap it up now? We'll probably wrap it up now. Why not? Why not? So what did you think of the first matchup today between UC Berkeley and the Golden Bruins UCLA?
Obviously, UC Berkeley being one of the hot favorites. UCLA doing an amazing job of keeping and actually pitching a game off them in the early stages, and hopefully we'll see them continue to progress and potentially qualify later on in the series, past looking beyond March Madness, obviously. But yeah, some great strategy. Obviously, HOTS is kind of in that stage where not everyone's figured out what to do in certain situations, and we're kind of seeing that in the ZVT scenarios that we've been basically had played out today.
Indeed. Now, in the second matchup, we had Northern Arizona and University of Maryland College Park. We just watched beautiful play by them. Again, we just saw from the start, right off the bat, you know, getting on a good note. Aiden had a great game as a Terran. RKB unfortunately falling, but the twos team and also YYZ able to finish it off for them. And like you mentioned, still in the initial stages of figuring out the metagame, what they should do. We see some of the players try to use some old style builds, which didn't work in their favor, and for others, it worked a little bit better, such as E.G. Seppi actually in the Berkeley series with the Muta and Ling. Now, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Don't forget as well. Don't forget, guys. Easy. Our producer in the back is screaming at us like we're gonna forget about our beautiful sponsors, guys. Don't forget about Raid Call, guys. Group 1111. That is 4 1s, not 5 1s. Sorry about that. Group 1111. We're doing interviews with some of the teams and some of the coordinators from the team, so be sure to get in on that and check that out. As well, we need about 5 more people to get our giveaway going on, so be sure to get on that. As well, check out NCIX.com. NCIX, one of our big sponsors this season, as well as Zubu with their scholarships for them, each for $4,000, and you guys can, of course, find that all at cstarleague.com. If you guys want to sign up for the second qualifier, which is going to be coming up towards the end of March, go to cstarleague.com, check out the rules and what you need to do to sign up. One of the main things is make sure to download RaidCall, raidcall.com, because you will have to utilize that regardless. And am I forgetting anything, Shiro? Our Twitters. Twitters.
Yes, sure.
Twitters. Very important. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you guys can follow me at CheeseheadLogic, which is in chat right now at the moment. And for our beautiful Australian, you guys can follow him at Follow Shiro, right?
Yeah, it's Follow Shiro.
I gotta hold on. There we go. Got it in chat. There we go. So follow us, guys. And if you guys want to, of course, follow our wonderful observer, it is at imagine_42. That will do it for us. We'll see you guys all on Raid Call, and have a wonderful rest of the week.